BTS Army.
Army.
And it always have very deep meaning into it. Like I even and I had never known that fandom name is so important.
Hello everyone! From dramas to webtoons to novels, explore Korea's story with us. This is Who Reads Story. My name is An Sung-jin and I'm a news reporter, and here with us we have a new guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, nice to meet you everyone. I'm Lyubava. I work as a model and I live in South Korea.
Great to have you today, Lyubava. I'm interested and excited to hear what you're going to have for us today. So, for what we have today, our comments have already mentioned that it is the best movie of the year. Today we have K-pop Demon Hunters, which is a Netflix animation we are going to be talking about. As the title itself suggests, it talks about Korean idols and demon hunters, which seems to be a new fresh element or a new fresh item that perhaps we haven't talked about much. It combines Korea's traditional elements, traditional culture, and also brings K-pop, a modern element. Now, this piece itself has actually gained a lot of attention on Netflix, ranking top charts, and especially from the fact that Korean and Korean-descended actors have participated. Now, US's The American Sony Pictures have participated in the production. And Yubao, I'm wondering if you've seen it yourself. I've seen it myself, and I found it actually very interesting from all the episodes. Have you seen it yourself? And are you interested in K-pop?
Of course, I've seen it. I just seen it recently. I used to be a very big K-pop fan back in 2012, 2013, and I was a big fan of girls groups. So seeing a girl group as the main character
absolutely
made me very more interested in it.
So to kind of briefly go over the plot itself, it talks about now this worldly renowned K-pop group called the Huntrix, and in the daytime, there are these K-pop idols that perform on stage, but during night, they're kind of these secret hunters. They're fighting against the demons. And this entire thing itself is also composed of Korean shamanism. That's why you have the Honmun, which are kind of shields that protect you from the demon or the evil spirits. And the Saja boys, which are the boy groups, kind of have a pun to the meaning. They have a double meaning towards it because in Korean, Saja means the animal lion itself, but also can refer to 저승사자, which is death messenger. Now, in Korea, we have this traditional culture called 굿, which is basically a shamanistic ritual. And here, in this shamanistic ritual, what happens is that the shaman kind of calls their god through singing, dancing, all sorts of different elements. And what they ultimately wish for is, whether it be personal wish or some kind of community's well. And now for you, Ryuba, since you've lived in Korea, I guess the animation has a lot of background from Korea itself as well. It's based off of a lot of Korean elements. What was it like for you?
So every time I seen something, it's not just a movie about Kpop. I think this movie is very culturally strong. So it shows a lot of sides of Korea as well as the scenery. So for example, every time I saw the Jamsil water towers,
right.
I live here. It's where I live. So they also show the Hanok houses. They show. I guess there were also some places like Myeongdong area. Which I don't go often, so I just assumed it was Myeongdong. As well, they also show the traditional medicine clinics.
Right.
It was very fun because I've never been to one, but I always see the advertisements for them. As well, they show the chimchilban at the end.
Very Korean again.
Extremely Korean, but extremely fun as well to see it. Because I see it on a daily basis, and I see it in the movie. That's right, I guess that's right.
Right.
Yeah, things like this, really reminded me, oh, that's very Korean movie.
Right, exactly. It's interesting in a way to see how all these very everyday Korean elements kind of take place in the movie. So as you just mentioned, it's not something that only happens in movies. It actually is something that's in real life as well. And already our comment has talked about the food as well. What do you think about the food within the animation itself? Surely a lot of foreigner fans, even Koreans can really see that they've done a good job with it.
Yes. There was one moment that really made me laugh, how Koreans eat ramen on the plane.
On the planes?
Because every time I take planes with Korean people, they always put the ramen on the plane.
Absolutely, essential.
That's very very Korean.
Very Korean, right. Was there anything else that seemed very Korean as a foreigner living in Seoul? You were like, oh, this is interesting. This is something that I realized as well.
Like regarding food,
Regarding food.
yeah, I've noticed like they eat kimbap, they eat
Absolutely.
tteokbokki, like there are a lot of gwacha snacks in the movie as well. Also, it's like when they got the juice from traditional Korean medicine. Like I've seen like a lot of Koreans drink like
Drink the
this juice
pack,
for
right?
health.
Right.
Oh, also, I think it would be even cooler if they showed like the ginseng.
Oh, this is
Koreans drink a lot, or some vitamins they consume to
Right.
be more energized, healthier. It was very, very interesting.
fan. So the director Maggie Gang herself talked about how K-pop has this special bond between fans and the idol themselves. Like they support each other. It really gives the idol themselves a true power as well, so that idols don't only shine on the stage as performers, but they also really grow with the fans and they become a support or a sort of strength for these fans, which is why I think it's interesting how the Netflix series really does a good job adding on to this and implementing it within the Netflix series as well. The fandom culture of, for example, the girl group Hendrix and the boy group Saja Boys all have their own fandom. And for Saja Boys, their fandom is called Pride, which is, again, another pun. Not only does it mean like pride in English, but it also talks about the group of lions, which again kind of alludes to our pun with the name of Saja Boys Lion, which is interesting. I guess how this Netflix animation just talks a lot about the fandom culture between idols and their fans.
I know some fandom names too.
Could you give us a couple?
Like for example, EXO-L or Shiny, their fandom name was Shawl.
Right.
The group BP had their fandom like as babies, BTS
Army.
and it always have very deep meaning into it. Like I even and I had never known that fandom name is so important. Like with EXO, for example, fans waited for so long until their fandom name was given. Like, it's
got a
such
name.
a big thing. You
Right.
need to have your fandom name. Otherwise, like who we are, then
Right, yeah.
there should be a sense of community. And what kind of sense of community can you have if you don't have your own name?
Right, exactly. Great point. I think you go over very important factors. For example, how the fandom gives a sense of community among fans. It's also important that they're named, so they have like a group identity for these fans as well, which is why I guess the fandom culture itself isn't only specific for Korea, but especially in Korea, I think it's very well used.
Yeah, like mentioning this movie, we can't not talk about the outfits, the stage performance, the stage itself. Also, like the weapon they used to fight the demons, it really that part when they were fighting the demons with the weapons it looks like Espa.
It does. It does
think
actually.
Of Espa. I can't think about anything else. Or also when Saja Boys were performing their like final performance wearing hanboks and like being the demons, I was like, that looks like Vix to me.
Right.
I don't know, it's like these dances, the music they written for this movie especially, it's so well made. It's like you can see how precise work was done on this movie, and I was like, I mean, like before starting it, I was like, it will be just one more animation from Netflix. What should I expect? And after that, I'm like,
yeah,
it was actually so good.
No, that's how I felt the same. I was like, why is this so popular? It just seems to be an animation, but a lot of these elements that are incorporated in the Netflix series, I guess, makes it a bit more high quality and very well made. Now, so for today, we talked about K-pop Demon Hunters, which covers not only K-pop, but it also talks about Korean modern culture, but also the traditional culture. And we also talked about the power of fandom culture between idols and their special bonds. Now, not only is this gaining a lot of popularity abroad as well, within Korea it seems to be gaining a lot of popularity. So today for our Who Reads story, we talked about a Netflix animation called K-pop Demon Hunters. That's all we have for today. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment for our episode today. And we will be back next week with a new cultural element of Korea. See you next week.
Bye-bye.